Oh, everyone is just chilling. Gloomy, gloomy, gloomy Friday for us. Rain, and now we're gonna have excessive heat and a dogfight. Welcome to Wax Night. I'm a poet. Didn't know it.
I said you'll have fun, and I won't disappoint you.
Kiss fans, welcome to It's All For You Demons, celebrating the fun of being a Kiss fan. Welcome to Friday night. Welcome to Wax Night. Wax Night 2 is out on Amazon for your nostalgic fun. I have received two very kind comments from my buddy Brian over at The Life of Brian and my buddy Ken Powell, who told me both separately that there are certain passages from this book that evoked a nostalgic feeling in them and kind of took them back, and that's the whole purpose of this. That's the whole purpose of Wax Night 1. That's the whole purpose of everything we do here. Dogs, Kiss, nostalgia. HOTFACE. A while back I had discussed the 1997 remaster CD rabbit hole that I was always thinking about going down. 1997, I was working at Hastings in the music department, and all the remasters came out. And to me, it just seemed like a money grab. I had the entire catalog on CD, the high school collection, at my house. So as a kid, working at Hastings, making probably $40 a paycheck, the idea of shelling out $17 a pop for every Kiss CD in the catalog in 1997 was not something I wanted to do. Fast forward to 2026, I bought the Kiss Chronicles 3 classic albums box set. Those are actually the remastered CDs. It is the debut album, Hotter Than Hell, and Dressed to Kill. Interesting note, my buddy Tim from Tim's Vinyl Confessions told me that on Discogs, somebody left a comment that the Kiss Chronicles box set is the closest thing we ever get to the originals on CD. That's kind of fun. My buddy Tommy from Critical Kiss bought Rock and Roll Over on remaster, and it was the German edition. And so I was like, that's pretty awesome. So I purchased Dynasty. Of course, that would be the first one I purchased. German version as well. And I bought Alive 2. And so I was kind of thinking, I have the first 3 records. I bought Dynasty on a whim because it was the German edition. Bought Alive 2. Why not just go down this rabbit hole? Excuse me, pretzel boy. And I think that's where we're headed. This CD case is the high school collection. And I have another CD case over here that was full of just random Ozzy, Warrant, Extreme CDs. I'm thinking of turning this into a remaster CD case holder, and we're headed down another rabbit hole. It's going to be a fun one. It's going to be long. No rush. And no rush CDs will be in there either. It's all Kiss, all remastered from 1997. All fun. But I accidentally forgot to show you how cool these are. So let's take a real quick look at how cool these are. Alive 2 Remaster features the Evolution of Kiss book in the booklet itself. Not a separate booklet, but inside the CD jacket. That is cool. There is the inner sleeve of Alive 2, and there's the gatefold. Also got the tattoos. 1997 copyright on there, so Evil Bay evildoers can't con somebody out of thinking they're getting the vintage tattoos. Thank you, Kiss, for doing that. And the coolest of all is Dynasty, of course. The German Kiss logo. Super cool. Even has the German logo on the 1997 copyright. That is fun. Very cool. That's awesome. It just keeps getting better and better. German logo there. German logo there. And then the coolest of all is this. The poster even has the German S's. How much fun is that? As a Dynasty fan, that warms my heart. As a CD lover and connoisseur, this is very cool. This is one of my probably coolest purchases of 2026. I love physical media. Now, leave your hot faces below and let's wax Dynasty. Look what I did also. I wanted to display my Dynasty 45s, and I thought, what a better place to do it than right here. Got the I Was Made for Loving You. I'm probably gonna cause a catastrophe here. Dirty Livin', Sure Know Something. Oh dear Jesus, please be with me. I Was Made for Loving You from Mexico. And then we just have I Was Made for Loving You, US. But that was a nice little way to display some more Dynasty fun. And you want to talk Dynasty fun? This is fun. A smidge of nostalgic history, real quick. 1989, my street. I live next door to Brett Parker. Danny, Brett, and I hung out every Friday night, the birth of Wax Nights. But leading into the release of Dr. Feelgood was huge for us. If you weren't there for it, I can't explain how big it was when the first Metal Edge magazines ever came out with the straitjacket photos. I remember being in Food Barn with Danny and Brett, and we first saw those photos and that gigantic hair and those straitjackets, and you talk about effective marketing. 3 St. Joe kids were immediately Motley Crue HOTFACE 100%. And then a few weeks later, when they did the black photo reveal of the black sweaters and that hair just highlighted by those like spotlights in the back, absolutely made Motley Crue seem like the biggest band of all time. And just hyped Dr. Feelgood so big for us. It was just a 24/7 hot face. And I remember Danny bought the Dr. Feelgood cassette single, and then one day in Metal Edge there was a phone number you could call, or maybe it was even advertised on MTV. There was a phone number you could call where you could hear a clip of the album and hear like an update from Tommy and Nikki, and Danny called it. We recorded it on a separate line and we played it non-stop all the time, just building the hype, building the fun.
Hey, you want a taste of our new album, Dr. Feelgood, before it's out in the stores? Yeah! Then enter the Crew contest. Yeah! If you have a touch-tone phone, call us on the Motley Crue hotline. 1-900-932-8-CREW. Yeah! You could win an autographed poster of us. Or a personal phone call to your home. Baby! While supporting the Make a Difference Foundation. That's 1-900-932-8-CREW.
This nostalgic tale leads exactly into what we are talking about tonight, because some group of friends, exactly like we did in 1989, got to experience that same fun with this, the Dial a Kiss ad, where you could hear a special message from Gene, Paul, Ace, or Peter, advertised in the May 14th, 1979 New York Post, called 999-2222. Long distance services apply. And this was to hype up the Dynasty shows at Madison Square Garden. The Dynasty shows at Madison Square Garden took place July 24th and 25th, 1979. They had the 26th, 27th, 28th held as temp dates, but that shows you how bloated the machine was and how much it was dying. However, those 2 Madison Square Garden shows were huge for that tour, heavily promoted on TV.
The return of Kiss. The return of Kiss.
And kids could get hyped up for it via this Dial a Kiss ad. I wonder how many kids out there, Kiss-loving children who were hot-faced by October 28th's Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park on television, the younger kids who were falling for the childlike gimmicks of Kiss that I absolutely love. I'm not slamming that in any way. How many of those kids raised their parents' phone bill? Quite a bit, because they wanted to hear a message from Gene, Paul, Ace, or Peter. How cool would it be if there's recordings of this out there?
I guess by now you've heard that 6 songs and that will be performing at Madison Square Garden on Tuesday, July 24th and Wednesday, July 25th. This is one rock and roll party you don't want to miss. We've been away too long in New York, but now we're back in the New York groove. Got to. The return of Kiss. All fired up and ready to get hot. The hometown Kiss fans at Madison Square Garden. They are Tuesday, July 24th, and Wednesday, July 25th. It's gonna be the rock and roll party of the year. New show, new song, spectacular magic, and I'll be looking for you. The return of Kiss. Hi, this is Chris and Kiss. Just want to make sure you know we're coming back home, and it's going to be at Madison Square Garden, and we really miss you all. We got a brand new show with a brand new album with great new songs, man. And still we're going to play all your favorites at Madison Square Garden, Tuesday, July 24th, and Wednesday, July 25th. And we haven't been home in a long time, man. And I guess all you people out there, especially you Kiss fans, love you very much. Peter Chris. The return of Kiss.
I am super happy to have this. This is the full page ad. I'm actually thinking of hanging the folded part here. I'm not going to cut the ad out. I think the ad kind of adds to the fun of what those kids would have felt. Looking through the New York Post, or their parents said, hey, check this out. Or maybe parents didn't say check this out because the parents didn't want a long distance service bill. So there you go. The Dial a Kiss ad. I am going to hang this up somewhere here on the Dynasty wall. Kind of running out of space. I don't know what to do. Paul, you may need to go somewhere. I don't know. Problems for another day, but as we like to say here in the Wax Night basement, these are good problems to have. I ended up putting the Dial a Kiss ad right next to the New York Post Dynasty iron-on. So there you go. Was able to not move a lot around, and both New York Post fun items are there. These two, you give one the blue bone, they both want the blue bone. You give one the green, they both want the green. Little boy loves these. Go get it. Thank you for hanging with us tonight and waxing a little rock and roll nostalgia with us here in the Wax Night house. Be good to your babies. Spay, neuter, microchip. Take care. Be safe. We'll talk to you soon. Oh! It's for your brother.
I said